massive operation to put 12 teams out on a weekly basis. We compete in overall 25 competitions across Ireland and Ulster, competing against universities in Cork, Galway, Dublin, and in Belfast as well. So what I really want to do now is go through in detail each of the clubs in Pacific with you to give you a background for what may be of interest to you specifically. The Men's Gaelic Club, probably one of the most successful clubs in university sport on the island of Ireland. We have over 60 All-Ireland titles in our 47-year history. We have 6 teams, 3 senior and 3 fresher teams competing at a very high level across all divisions. With teams competing, as I said, in divisions 1, 2 and 3 of the All-Ireland University Leagues, with 3 fresher teams and 5 senior teams. Okay, so in the past year we've competed in 5 All-Ireland finals and winning 4 titles. We've competed in 12 different competitions across Ireland. What I really would say about the Men's Gaelic, with the number of teams that we are putting out, there's a big emphasis put on providing competition and support for everybody. So no matter what level you feel you're at, coming to Ulster University, whether you feel you're at the top level of elite level and you want to compete at the top level with the Division 1 teams, there's still an opportunity for everybody to compete at Division 1, Division 2 and Division 3 level. And that equates across senior and fresher levels. Okay, so there really is a place for everybody. What I'm going to show you now is really a short video from one of our players, Ben McCarran. He's from Steelstown in Derry. He's a current Derry under 20 and senior, and this will give you a wee bit of an insight into a student's experience of studying and representing the university in GAA. Speaks for itself. Full of athletes, different sports, it's also the fitness apologies there for So apologies, just having some interference there with Ben's video. So we'll move on to the next screen. I'll maybe try and rectify the audio and come back to it at a later time. The ladies Gaelic, for those that are interested, in the ladies Gaelic side of things, they have been really, really successful over this last number of years and have really shown a massive upturn in their level of competitiveness and what levels they're competing in. They're back competing now in the All-Ireland Division 1 League and Championship. They've had senior and intermediate team along with a freshers team. They've won 4 All-Ireland titles in the last 3 seasons, and between 2017 and 2019 the ladies team went 14 games undefeated to win back-to-back championships. As I said, they've been extremely successful, and like the men's team, with the inclusion of the intermediate teams and the Division 3 and 4 teams, they have an opportunity there across the campus to compete at all levels and compete at all grades. So it really is an opportunity for anybody that comes into the university to compete at all levels. And if you take a wee look at the photograph in the top left-hand corner under student sport at Ulster, the team last year actually had the accolade of being the top sports team in all of Ulster University, as they were nominated and were successful in achieving the Sports Team of the Year. That was mainly down to the fact that they did win 14 games at senior level undefeated to win back-to-back league and championships, which is a tremendous feat. And they hope over the next number of years to build on that success by really trying to make a push to compete in the Division 1 League and Championship over the next number of years, which will be a tremendous success. We'll try here and see. We have another wee video from Blanad McLaughlin, who is the current ladies, who was a past ladies captain from Moville and Donegal, and hopefully through looking at this video will give you an insight to what the student experience can be for anybody coming in to be part of the Ladies Gaelic Football Club.
McLaughlin and I'm a former student at Ulster University, joined this month where I have been in
Sorry, we seem to have a technical issue with the videos here. What we'll maybe try and do at a later date is upload the videos so that people can look at them in their own time. If we move on to the Camogie Club, the Camogie have competed in Division All-Ireland 2 League and Championship. They also have teams competing in Division 3 and Division 4 Championships. They've won 2 All-Ireland titles in recent years, and this year saw them reach the All-Ireland League quarter-final and championships with hopes of high for success in 2021. They've continually been competing and reaching the latter stages of competitions in the league and championship, and probably the highlight of the year has been able to make it to the prestigious Ashburn weekend, which is a highlight for all the girls. As I'm sure if you speak to any of the Camogues that are part of the university experience, that they'll explain to you that getting away with a group of girls to compete in a weekend's championship really is the highlight of the year. They are competing at the highest level, competing against the teams, and this year we're very successful in defeating the likes of Carlow IT, beating some Pats DCU, and competing against the likes of Trinity and UCD, which shows really in Ulster they are the pinnacle of University Camogie for ourselves. Anybody that really wants to aspire, you'll see just by the pure numbers of Camogues at a top level. This year alone they had over 30 senior inter-county Camogues involved across the university, which is a tremendous attribute to have for any university, to have that many quality players involved across the campuses. And really we hope to try through yourselves is build towards that going forward in the future. Hurling, again, probably over the last 3 years has been one of our highlights in terms of Gaelic games. The hurlers really have strived and made a massive push over this last 3 years. They have been recently one of the only university team in Ulster to compete in the top level Fitzgibbon Cup, which is a tremendous accolade, and they competed at the highest level in that for 3 years, beating teams like UCD taking the likes of UCC and CIT in very close competitive games and GMIT, which is testament to the level of hurling, that the standard and level that they set for themselves in hurling at the university. You can see there from the figures I have up on the board, they've competed in 3 All-Ireland finals in a row in the last 3 years in the Ryan Cup. The hope would be now, 4th time lucky next year, that we can actually push and get over the line in the Senior Ryan Cup. This year, we took a massive step forward in that. As of recently, before obviously of the experience of COVID-19 and things like that, they were successful in winning the Freshers All-Ireland title this year, which is a tremendous positive in moving forward, because it means you have a group of 30 lads coming forward into senior level next year that already won an All-Ireland title. Obviously, competing in the McGurk Cup is a tremendous honour for the hurlers, and year on year they show themselves to be more than a match for a lot of the county teams. As of 2018, they were in the final of the McGurk Cup and continually get to the semi-final and final of this competition through the positive standards and the high standards they set for themselves in hurling. Again, we have a large number of county hurlers involved from right across Ulster and further afield. We've had recently had hurlers from Galway, Kilkenny, competing for the university, and it's a massive honour for a lot of the boys to show and compete at All-Ireland level. And again, anybody that wants to really push themselves forward and try and achieve, hurling is a sport for us that has had tremendous success in over the last number of years, and we hope to build on that going forward. All the teams, that sort of gives you an overview of the teams and where they're competing at and what level they're competing at. As I said, within all the teams, right across all the campuses, there is an opportunity for everybody to compete and play and get involved, not only at the high performance level, but also people that just want to come out and play for the Division 3, intermediate teams, junior teams, whatever it may be. From a high performance end of things, there's services provided for all the GAA teams that a lot of people maybe just take for granted. But the likes of physio on a weekly basis, we have 2 and 3 physio clinics running for our students to come and avail of. These are free to the GAA teams, and you book in and book your physio appointment at any of the 2 or 3 sessions that are running to ensure that the players are well catered for and well looked after. We have strength and conditioning support, again, through our performance services team within the university, where on a weekly basis there's strength and conditioning classes running, and students sign up and they go and attend. They get programs, they're tailored, they're supervised on a very individual basis, so that it's not just meeting the broad needs of the team, but the individual needs of the athlete. Again, there is sports science support there in terms of analysis and testing and training support. In terms of GPS, we work very closely with the School of Sport in using the facilities in terms of research and that with the likes of the GPS, which is a massive benefit to the teams, stats, analysis of games. And one of the big things that we're looking forward to next year is the introduction of a Spido system. You can see it there in the top right-hand corner, where all our teams who are competing at home will have access to real-time footage of their games on the pitch. So as the game is going ahead on the field, the managers and coaches will be able to, on the sideline, be able to get instant feedback on the game in terms of action replays, in terms of stats, in terms of monitoring players, in terms of the GPS things, and that will be available straight away at half time and immediately after the game with uploads. So this is a system that hasn't really been brought in a GAA market, and we're the first to really bring it to the table in terms of the universities. They're always thinking ahead of what new areas are out there that they can develop to help improve the teams. Another area we're big into is student and study support. Okay, everybody comes into the university and your number one aim when you come in is to be a student and to get your degree. And we want to aid and help our students do that. We do that through using the resources within the university that are already in place and helping and guiding. Yeah, there's mentors set up, there's points of contact within each club, and everybody's there to help and engage the students and those that are playing. There is slow track systems in place. There is opportunities to speak to lecturers around having to compete in games, get out of class, get a way to play in championship weekends, whatever the case may be. And all that student and study support is there to make your life as a student as easy as possible and to give you every opportunity to compete, not only for the university, but maybe for your county teams as well, where we can assist where best possible. Again, as well as the services that we provide, the facilities are there to benefit all the GAA teams. Obviously, you take for granted the pitches and stuff like that. With the floodlit pitches, we have 2 floodlit match pitches and we have a floodlit training area on top of that. So access to facilities is taken for granted. Obviously, as I said in the previous slide, the development of the likes of the Spido system and things like that onto the sports facilities is a massive, massive benefit to us going forward. You have the strength and conditioning suites, you have the gym, which is available to all students 24/7. We have the indoor pitches, the tracks, and probably more importantly, we have access to the health suite and gyms at all times for the students to be able to benefit and to promote themselves. Another big benefit to the students in the last number of years has been the acclimatisation chamber, which is the only one at any university in Ireland where we have access to a acclimatisation chamber for students to go in and train and push themselves and to really help with rehabilitation and fitness where it needs to be. And the likes of that for the teams has been a massive, massive benefit. That's not only with the environment of university sport, but to help them achieve their goals at their club and counties as well. For any is obviously there may be some of you are coming in September. There may be some of you that are watching here today that are going to be applying next year for entry in 2021. So the Talented Athlete Scheme, as I'm sure some of you are aware of through other people within your school, have applied for. Successful applicants, obviously the main benefit to students is getting the 2-grade reduction. Okay, obviously this can't drop below 3 Cs, as that's the lowest that concession that any university course can drop to. But a talented squad sports scholarship offering access to performance sport services valued at around £500. That is not a cash, it is more around the services. So there's a value of £500 in terms of the screening that we give you, the physiotherapy, the strength and conditioning, and probably the performance skills workshops, which for any students coming in next year, you'll see in terms of we currently are planning going forward here for areas around psychology to help you with the mental toughness of training and competing, of nutrition, of student support in terms of lifestyle management for yourselves as students, and also then around the area of helping you as a sports person be ready to compete and train through active recovery and ongoing recovery workshops, which will help you recover from training, recover from playing, and be ready to play. You also then have the opportunity of merchandise and gym membership and the mentor support, and all that falls under the Talented Athlete Scheme, which has been a massive benefit to a lot of students and will continue to be going forward. Now, obviously, there's requirements for the Talented Athlete Scheme, and the next slide you'll see basically to apply for it. You must participate in a sport recognised by Student Sport Ireland, which GAA is. So everybody who's applying through GAA would meet that criteria. Have been selected in the last 18 months to compete at age group, interprovincial, age group, international, minor, county level or above, and compete to represent Ulster in their chosen sport, and be entering a full-time programme. Now you can see the web link at the bottom would take you to the application form. For any of you is at the end, you'll see we'll show you points of contact in terms of themselves and the greater GAA family at the university. If you wish to apply for the Talented Athlete, that generally goes online in the end of September, start of October, at the start of the university term, and for the following year's application. So if you keep an eye on Facebook and Twitter, you will be able to see when that goes live, and we'll be able to notify you. Just next few slides just give you an overview of what the student you can expect as a student. There's many competitions that we compete in. One of them as such is the Ulster Fresher Sevens, which we won last year, the Cup and the Shield winners. So you can see there's an opportunity for everybody. We just don't enter one team in this. There's maybe 8 teams we enter in this. Last year we entered, I think it was 8 teams. The year before we had 6 teams. So there's an opportunity for everybody to come out and play and compete at a level appropriate. It's a competition we feel is a great benefit to us setting the year up, and it'll give you an overview of the likes of the competitions that we do like to compete in. This will give you an idea. The leagues rank Cup champions from football, the Hurling League finals, Camogie weekend. These are all highlights of the year. So not just Ulster competitions, but all Ireland competitions, as I said earlier, for each of the clubs. there's an opportunity for you to mix and compete at a very, very high level right across Ireland. This was probably one of the highlights of this year for our students. In October of this year, we took 45 students on a tour of America. We started with Boston, then went to Philadelphia, and then went to New York for an overall duration of 2 weeks across the 3 cities. This was very much based around the student experience model at Ulster University, which we feel is very, very important. We want to try and not only make it important for you to compete and play and train at a high level, but also give you the opportunity to gain experiences that you maybe wouldn't gain elsewhere, in terms of travel, in terms of meeting new people, in terms of where you can visit and where you can see. As you can see from the photos, the tour was probably threefold. Number one, yes, we competed. We played games against teams in Boston, All-Star team in Philly, against New York's university team. But we also had the opportunity to coach and get involved with youth setups and youth programs in schools, and especially in the county boards that exist in New York, in Boston and in Philly. On top of that, then we got the opportunity for our students to visit the likes of Harvard University, Boston College, St. Joseph's University in Philly, and really to experience what it would be like to be a student at these universities in America, and get them see what sport is like at a university level. And it really was eye-opening for a lot of our students to see the level and depth that a lot of the students go to compete at a high level. And there was a lot of positive experiences that we took back that we can try and implement within our own student experience and our own support mechanisms around our GAA teams at Ulster. And there has been other tours in the past. We've went to China in the past. We've been to Australia. We've been to Barcelona. We've been to Prague. So every few years we give the opportunity for our students to go and travel, see the world, benefit from the student experience, and we do hope to plan more tours going forward. In 2020, it was a successful year. We won 2 Ulster titles. We won an All-Ireland title. This has now been updated as of we won 4 All-Ireland finals. So we feel we're constantly competing at the top. As I said at the very start, we have the honour of across the GAA of winning 60 All-Ireland titles, plus 60 All-Ireland titles plus over the last 47 years, which is a tremendous, tremendous level of success. And we want to continue to do that. This year, we won the All-Ireland Ryan Cup. As you can see here from some of the photos, was the senior league with the footballers. This was the 4th time we've won that competition in 9 years. So every 2 or 3 years, we feel we have a team that's pushing right to the top and competing with the best teams in Ireland. You have the opportunity through all the teams to compete and play with some of the top coaches. So the likes of the Camogie, we have CJ McGordy in, taking the Camogues. Within the ladies, with Sean O'Kane, who's the manager. You have Tommy Coleman, who's in as the coach, supporting them. With the hurlers, you have Simon Doherty in as the hurling coach over this last couple of years. And with the footballers, you have the likes there, you can see on the left, of coaches like Barry Dillon, who's worked with Derry, Benny Hurl, who's development coach in Tyrone, and myself. And we have quite a number of coaches across the board, and we feel we have the teams and we want to keep competing at the top. So if you really want to play at the top level, we feel Ulster's the place that you have the opportunity to win All-Ireland titles year on year. As well as competing at the top, there is a lot more to the GAA experience at Ulster. As you can see, I know a lot of people, like, you see the gear and you see the jerseys about a lot. There's opportunity then for people really to engage in the student life. We do put a big emphasis on, we know students are students. Yes, we want to compete in the top. But we want students to enjoy it as well. We want students to come in, be part of the GAA, and feel that it isn't just all about winning and competing at the top level, although that's where we want to be, but it's about enjoying themselves, like the USA tour, like social functions we have at Christmas, like fundraisers we run throughout the year, where students get to mingle with other students, with the other GAA clubs, and become one big happy family. We have other areas of support available through the GPA in terms of mentoring programs. We've started with the women's GPA. We have scholarship programs that we offer to our students throughout the year, which is on 2 or 3 different areas. And if any is want more information on that, certainly feel free to contact me. And you can see the picture in the middle there. One of the most important aspects is that our students that come in, we want them to graduate. We want them to graduate with a degree appropriate to what they want to go off and work in and develop their career in. And you can see the heading there, it's called Friends for Life. That was something that became the motto of the club. Wasn't just created off the cuff, it was something that was developed over a long period of time, because you have people coming in from all various clubs, all various counties, where you might come in at the start of October to the university. You might know anybody, but you've maybe played against them in your various schools and your various clubs, and there may be a rivalry there. I can guarantee you by the time you're finished at Ulster University, those people that you maybe see in your first week of university as rivals will be friends for life. And you'll get to know people from other counties, you'll get to play with them, and it really will enhance your experience through the services, through the facilities that we're providing. It'll give you an opportunity to compete at the top level. Okay. I hope you find that informative. I know there is a couple of the videos there. We'll maybe go back to them and see, can we work them, Johnny?
Yeah, folks, just come back in here because we might have fixed a couple of the technical issues on some of the slides. So we're going to try to take a run back to see if we can hear from either Liam or Blathnett or Kiva as we thought. So just need to stop the presentation in a second and go back in and hopefully get to one of the presentations that we had set everyone. Is there any particular, Paul, that you want to go to first? Maybe Ben?
Probably Ben will be a good one to start on. So.
Okay.
Obviously, Ben's competing at a very, very high level, not just within his county, but like he's competed the last 2 years with Derry seniors, with Derry under 20s for the last 2 to 3 years. So it will give you a good experience of what it's like to be a student and compete.
So I'm currently studying accountancy at University of Ulster. I'm going into my second year now, starting in September. For my A-levels, I done maths, business, PE, getting 2 A's and a B. So I thought from this that I'd be well suited to my course, and so far it's been the right choice for me. I suppose there's a lot of reasons I chose the University of Ulster ahead of other universities. Firstly, from an academic point of view, it offers one of the best business schools in the whole of the UK. The university has close relationships with a lot of high-up employers. And in my third year at the college, I'll be given the opportunity to go on placement with a big firm such as PwC, for example. I'll also be leaving with a highly employable degree, which is a big benefit going forward for me. And it'll give me a lot of job options in the future. On the campus itself, I'm given a lot of help through regular support from course tutors who challenge you to be the best that you can be. Jordanstown Library, second to none. It has everything you need, really, and it provides a really good atmosphere for studying in as well. From a sporting perspective, I suppose Jordanstown has everything you need and a lot more. The history of sport, the university speaks for itself. So many world-class athletes in different sports passing through every single year. In Jordanstown, the facilities are top class, from performance labs to indoor 3G pitches, to a running track, and even Northern Ireland's only climatisation chamber. In my opinion, the surfaces of the Gaelic football pitches are up there with the best in Ulster. Another huge benefit the university offers is the talented athlete scheme. Students can gain access through this to multiple gyms and a health suite, which even has a jacuzzi and an ice bath to help with recovery. You're also offered regular help through strength and conditioning programs and physios whenever you need them. From a personal point of view, I captained the Freshers Gaelic team this year. We were unfortunate enough to lose out at the All-Ireland quarter-final stage. But I suppose a big benefit of going to Jordanstown is that you'll be regularly competing for All-Ireland year on year. Another big reason I chose the University of Ulster is that I knew I'd get the chance to play with some of the best players in Ulster, as well as be coached by some of the best coaches in Ireland, week in, week out. It can really only make you better as a player. And I go as far as saying, if you're looking to better yourself, the University of Ulster is definitely the right choice for you. Uni football is obviously a really high standard, we went away to Dublin and Galway for championship matches this year. Obviously, hugely enjoyable matches to play in, but you also get the chance to make some good friends, and it's really good crack as well. I was lucky enough to get the opportunity in October to go to America as part of one of the annual GAA trips for the university. It was an unreal 2 weeks, and one I'll never forget. So far, I've been given a lot of support through my course, which allows me to put my best foot forward on the pitch for not only my uni, but also for my county as well. If I'm ever struggling on or off the pitch or in any aspect of life at all, there's always help there for me through the university, thankfully.
Okay, Paul, and do you want to go to who next?
We'll go to Blanid McLaughlin, who was the captain of the ladies team here. So, from Donegal.
My name is Blanid McLaughlin, and I'm a former student at Ulster University in Jordanstown, where I completed an undergraduate course of sports and exercise sciences, and then I went on to do a master's in business management. I suppose I chose sports and exercise sciences when I was 18 and in school, and like most 18-year-olds when you're in school, I wasn't really 100% sure on what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. All I knew was that I very much enjoyed sports, both competing in them as well as studying them, so that's when I got on to the idea of sports sciences in Ulster. I knew that a very good course up there, I knew it'd be far from home but not too far at the same time. The course offered a wide variety of learning and also provided me with various different career paths that I could potentially go down, whether it was sports performance, sports coaching, nutrition, or even teaching. So with the help of the Talented Athlete Scheme, I availed of the grades and began this course in September of 2015. When I finished this course then, I went on to do my Masters and was also fortunate enough to be awarded a Sports Performance Scholarship when completing this Masters. What I liked most about Ulster University was not only did the university allow you to excel academically while studying at Ulster, it also allowed you to look further than their time at university, with the majority of the courses allowing for placement opportunities, which are essential building blocks, in my opinion, for your career post-university. Ulster University also provides a wide variety of services to the students to care for them throughout their time at the uni. This can be academically, with all tutors only an email away to help with subjects, coursework and exams. The university also provides essential services through the Student Support Scheme, which focus on both the mental and physical well-being of all students within the uni, which is very important for any young person today. As I mentioned, I am an active sportswoman, and my main sport is Gaelic football. I joined the uni team as a fresher in first year and not really knowing what to expect or not knowing anyone, and I played every year since I left the uni. For any young footballer or any young athlete at all coming into the university, maybe they're overwhelmed with the high class facilities which is provided to them, whether it's the indoor or the outdoor pitches, the track, the numerous sports halls, the top class gym facilities, and the climatisation chamber. As well as these high performance facilities, the university also provides athletes with various access to the gym, the health suite, as well as physiotherapy, both at training and at matches. When you're competing for the uni, I suppose you're playing with and maybe playing against some of the best footballers in the provinces. Maybe girls that you grew up playing against, you might have a bit of a rivalry with club or county, end up being your friends for the next 3 or 4 years. When I was at uni, I was very fortunate enough to win 4 All-Ireland titles, 2 leagues and 2 championships, where we done the double-double 2 years in a row. And I was very fortunate to captain the team to those titles in my final year. At the O'Connor Cup weekend, which probably would be the best weekend in the sporting calendar, because I suppose if someone told you you're getting to go away to Kerry or Dublin or Mayo with 20 of your friends to compete in a football competition, it's something you're always going to look forward to. And I know personally that some of my best memories and friendships of my 4 years at uni were made within the Gaelic club. Through my time at uni, and especially in my final year of my undergraduate course, I got an abundance of support. While completing my degree, I was also playing inter-county football for Donegal and then trying to compete as a high level at university. And if it wasn't for the support, I wouldn't have came out the other end with none of these factors ever suffering, thank God. Finally, I just want to say that I'm a great advocate that the skills you develop as a sports person are essential and key skills to life, whether it's your personal life or your working life or your academic life. Ulster University allowed me to develop on these skills even further and allowed me to unlock some more skills that I never knew I had. And if it wasn't for the uni, I might not have ever discovered that I had these skills.
Okay, Paul, and what more you said there, you want to go to, is it Liam?
Liam, yeah.
My name is Liam Dunphy from Kilkenny, and I'm first year physio student in University of Ulster. I suppose physio was always what I kind of planned to do, but I didn't really get the grades for it at the start. So when I played for the Talented Athletes scheme and I went up to Belfast to University of Ulster to see what the campus was like, me and my parents came up and it was great. The information we received on the night was really kind of a turning point for me. It kind of opened up my eyes to how I was going to get into do physio. So they kind of advised me that if I wanted to do the sports science, and then I'd reapply when the sports science was over to get into physio. And that's exactly what I done. I did sports science, I did 3 years there, graduated with a degree, and I'm back now studying physio. I suppose training was a massive thing for me when I was growing up. I was playing minor and under 21 hurling with Kilkenny at the time, and when I got to see the facilities, like it was such a relief. When I'm so far away from home, to have good training facilities there, it's incredible. Like you've 3 pitches there, and the main playing field is just like a carpet. Like it's incredible. And then you have nearly a full-size 3G indoor pitch. You have your recovery suite with your hydro pools and your sauna, and then you have your 3 gyms. Like you have your public gym, you have your high performance gym, and your strength and conditioning suite, as well as altitude climbers and a running track there as well. Like it really is this high class, this top performance. Like you wouldn't get it in a county setup. Hurling, like my main sport obviously was hurling. I played a small bit of football when I moved up as well, which was brilliant. But a big thing for me was in first year I got to play senior hurling. There's not many colleges around that you get to do that. And when I was in first year, we were playing Fitzgibbon. We were up against the best. Like we playing UCD, UCC, DCU. We were there. Like we were up and thereabouts. But since then we've been down Division 2. This is the 3rd year now in a row we've got to the All-Ireland final. So it's great. Like it is very strong, and you get to play alongside county hurlers like Antrim boys, the Down boys, the Derry boys. It's brilliant. Like it really is a high standard, and it's some of the best hurling you'll ever do. You'll make your best friends there. There's no doubt about it. Like, and there's nothing like the crack you'll have on away days and things like that. There's loads of opportunities if you get involved in a GAA club. Like when I was in second year, we went over to China. We were over there for 2 weeks. It was incredible. Like it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. It was 40, 50 of us went over, and I'll always look back on that time. Like there's no way I would have went to China only for that. And it was brilliant. And then just in October, we were only back from America. We did a 3-state round trip. We were in New York, Philadelphia, Boston. Got to play football over there. Got to see the States, all the sightseeing. It's incredible. So getting involved with University of Ulster GAA, there's nothing like it. I have friends all over the country in different universities, and no one gets these opportunities. Like it really is a great place.
Okay, Paul, is there anything else you want to say before we finish off the webinar?
No, it's just I hope there's plenty of information there for people to take in, and if anybody has any questions or anything, please, I know you're going to put my email up, feel free to contact me and I'll get back to you over the next few days with any queries or questions you may have.
No problem. Okay, folks, the webinar finishes at 2:15. Just before we finish off here, there will be, as I said from the outset, a wide range of other webinars that you can log on to over the next couple of weeks. Those that are very specific to subjects, some general topics that obviously help you towards your research for higher education. They're all available on the ulster.ac.uk/events section of our website for you to look at and hopefully register onto. We also have our open days in September at Jordanstown, Magee, Coleraine and Belfast. We have to get our Belfast campus open up there. These are specific for teachers to register on at the moment, but we will have our student registration up very soon. That'll allow you to plan your day, to book on the top tours and to get the most out of your visit to any of our campuses come September. As Paul said, he has provided his email address there to get in touch with. Obviously, you can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, or follow the Ulster University GAA. But Paul's email address is p.rouser@ulster.ac.uk if you have any questions. Now, throughout the course of the webinar, I have been keeping my eye on the Q&A and the chat for any questions. There doesn't seem to be any that have come through. But Paul, is there anything you think before we finish off that prospective students have raised in the past that you just want to finish off with?
Really, just if anybody has any questions in relation to, I know a lot of people get in touch and they're interested in the likes of what opportunities are there in terms of scholarships and different things like that when students come into the university. There is various opportunities within the university, and we are looking at future opportunities. So if anybody has any questions, again, do drop me an email and I'll get back in contact with you. In regards to the talented athlete, as I said, talented athlete is of great benefit. You can see from the number of students that have benefited of it, and it will be going out at the end of September, start of October for entries for the following academic year.
Well, folks, that's the end of our webinar. Thanks to Paul for hosting that today. I suppose the main messages for you all is to stay at home and stay safe, and hopefully we will see you all at Ulster University in September 2021. Thank you.
Thank you.